Hello everyone, Shroomraver here, and welcome back to Let's Make a Mini, the series where I'll be taking some of our favourite characters from the world of TV, movies, video games, comic books, all that good stuff, and making them as TTRPG minifigures right here on Hero Forge. Yes, indeed. Now, excuse me, I've gone with the front-facing camera this time. I'm just testing it out because it's been a little bit problematic in previous recordings, so I started using my laptop integrated camera, which is sitting just over that way. So we're going to give this one a go and see if it's any better. If this one gets uploaded, let me know which one you prefer. I'd prefer it to be this one, but you know, we'll see if it works out. Now, for this episode of the series, we're going to be doing a character from anime and manga comics and all that stuff for the first time in a little while, I think. Very recently, One Piece Chapter 1000 came out, which is very exciting. I've watched a lot of One Piece. I haven't watched it for a long time, but I wanted to make a character from One Piece to celebrate that particular milestone in the series, and there are a few we could have chosen here, but Luffy, it's very difficult to get to really show his effects. Zoro is a little bit simplistic, and other ones are just a little bit too difficult here and there, so the one I decided to settle on is going to be Sanji. Sanji, the chef, the leg-based martial artist. There are a few fun effects we can use to show him in both his martial artist kicking style and also the fact he's a chef. So without further ado, let's make a mini. So, usual start, human male, nothing special there. We are going to, if I can find my cursor, there it is. I lost my cursor for a bit then. One thing we are going to do, one thing we definitely can do, I'm going to very quickly just change the face because, you know, most of the characters here are going to have very kind of plain, serious faces. One thing we do want to do is change the hair. Hair is very important. Sanji has that kind of thing coming down the front of his face. We can do that very easily with the swooping bangs. That's a very Sanji look. And yet again, as ever, this is pretty much all we need to do to change him up. Sanji is quite sort of a lanky beanpole kind of guy. We're not going to make him very muscular, even though he is very strong. But that's all we need to do with him. Now we can get onto the fun stuff, the colours, the outfit, the gear, all that stuff to really make him who he is. So in terms of clothing, we're going to pretty much abandon all the new stuff that's been thrown into Hero Forge this month and go with something a little bit more simplistic. We've got all this new fun things here, which we are not going to use. Because Sanji wears a suit. So we are going to give him one. And they do exist, suits. There is one in particular. You've got all these ones with like the bow tie. We're not going to use that. We are in fact going to use this one, the single-breasted suit. And that will do quite nicely for him. On the legs, once again, very simply, we are just going to use some nice trousers. The tailored slacks will do perfectly here. And as for the feet, again, quite a few new options, like the provincial boots we could use, but they're a little bit too bulky for my liking. On this build, I want to use the smart shoes, which are around here somewhere. Not the peasant shoes, no. Where are the shoes I'm looking for? They're here, it's the fancy shoes. Is that actually what I'm looking for? They've got these kind of tassels. That's new, I haven't noticed them before. And he certainly doesn't have them. Oh, these are the ones I want, the dress shoes. Yeah, that's better. That's a lot better. And again, realistically, not huge more we need to do in terms of that. Now, we're going to make this into Sanji very easily, but it's his gear. Oh, go away, Malwarebytes. It's his gear that's really going to make him who he is. But we are going to just do the colouring of his body right now. So, we need pale skin. That will do. In terms of the hair, I don't know what I want to paint. In terms of the hair, something like this might work. That's too light. That's perfect. And we don't want to give him a yellow face, we want to give him yellow eyebrows. So that will do for his face. Now, in terms of the body, the sort of the suit and stuff, this is all going to mainly be one colour. I'm going to fill in the little bits that I can. right now. So, for example, the black belt, the That's probably going to be our best option for these. Yeah, the belt buckle and his jacket stuff. That's all very easy to do. And his shirt, we can't really get a striped shirt, but what we can do is just give him a nice blue one, which I think should be fine. Yeah, that'll do. Now, in terms of the rest of his suit, we want to give him mostly black, but with blue on there as well. Now, what we can do here is take, for example, this one, this navy suit, and we're basically going to colour everything in this colour, because what I'm going to do is take the high layers of this suit, as it were, and make them black. And basically his entire body is going to be this colour. Well, the entire body of his clothing is going to be this colour. This is not looking very Sanji at all, but trust me when I say it's going to get there. I need to find a bit of growing that. And we're actually going to make his legs that colour as well. This isn't going to sharpen his skin, it's just going to make it look like he's wearing socks. So, what are we going to do with this? Well, we're going to go into the mix, and we're going to grab this, and essentially, we're going to make it black. So we go down to here, you can already see the accenting is there, but this is where it's going to really take hold. Because now, we have this nice black suit, which we're going to take just a little bit up this way. And that is already looking a lot more Sanji, I think. Oh, I've got a text from someone. We'll just have to wait, because we are building. That's pretty good. That's pretty good indeed. It's not perfect, but it's pretty Sanji. You can tell who it is from this. But there are ways we can make it even more Sanji, and we're going to do those right now. We're going to give him the wood textured base because he's on a ship. Now, there are a number of food items we can place around him to make him, like, you know, more of a chef. The mushrooms are there, but they're kind of growing out. We don't want that. Normally, for a pirate build, I would go with, like, the coin clusters or the bag or a chest or something like that. But we want to make this more Sanji, so we're actually going to go with the few food options that we can. We've got an apple here. And we've also, somewhere, got another round food item. We've got an onion. So we're going to do that. Very nice indeed. Apple and onion. Lovely. Let's get a little bit of colour on the deck. There's why I was on paint, because it's the uniform primer. And we want some wood. Let's see. Something like walnut is probably, yeah, that's fine. Just easy, easy. Now, as for these, we're going to do these the apple and the onion right now. I'm just going to do those really quickly because there's some really fun things we can do here. I like making the apple two-tone. Just looks quite good. Funny thing with the onion, there is something that's very, very good for making an onion colour, and it's not what you'd expect. Because we're actually just going to use his skin tone. We're going to use his regular skin tone, and that makes the onion very onion-like, which is quite cool. So we're starting to build Sanji, but now we need the stuff in his hands, and there are a few really good options here. If we go into gear, and we're already on food, because it's going to be something to do with food. If we scroll down, we've got all these kind of food options, but in reality, what I want to see Sanji doing is actually cooking, because that's his role on the ship. He is the chef. So if you scroll further down, we've got the frying pan, and we can actually put like spell effects in there. We're going to go with this large muzzle flash, so it looks like something's cooking in the pan. The lightning would be my favourite one, but I tested it a little bit ago, and it comes out the bottom, which I don't like. So we're going to go with the muzzle flash one, which is fine. But how are we going to make it look even more like he is cooking? Well, we're going to do that with a combination of the pose and the other item we're going to use. Now, I actually saw this on a Facebook thread, this idea of how to get this particular effect, and I really enjoyed it. So what we're going to do is, I'm not actually sure where it is. It's around here somewhere, the exact thing I'm looking for. And I can't for the life of me remember where it is. It's probably it's probably in sci-fi. So if we scroll on down here, I'm hoping we will find it. Actually, no, it probably isn't. It's probably under miscellaneous. Let's look under miscellaneous. There is a very specific item I'm looking for here. And we found it. It's this. It's the potion bottle. So you can see it's a potion bottle with a mysterious liquid coming out. But if we put it in his hand, it's almost like it could be pouring an ingredient. And we're going to try and make a pose like this. And for one of the first times, we're actually going to do the pose first. Now, the pose I had in mind is this one. But the problem with this is that the I don't know. It's going to be difficult to get this part of the potion bottle, or in this case, it's going to be an ingredient or sauce bottle, not sort of clipping through Sanji's own face. So I'm going to go with the other kind of athletic pose, which I think will work very nicely. This leaping one, it's going to be able to look more like he's kind of doing this weird chef pose. So that is what we're going to go with. Now, let's get some advanced posing going on. We need for him to be cooking. So let's do that. We're going to move the elbow. We're going to bend the elbow in a little bit. Oh no, that's the shoulder. I don't want to do that. We're going to bend the elbow in a little bit, and then we're going to use the wrist and twist it down. So as you can see, it does look a little bit like he is cooking. I don't like the elbow thing that I've done there. I'm going to move that back a little bit. And we're going to see what we can do about making the saucepan a little bit straighter. Actually, the best way to do that without messing up the wrist is going to be to twist it in his hand. So that, I think, will do nicely. We'll have it tilted a little bit towards him. Now for this. What I want to do... How it kind of twists in there. As you can see, it's going to be a bit difficult to do this because it's going to clip through his head a little bit, but I think we can manage this. I'm pretty sure we can manage this, especially if we mess around with the wrist. First thing we're going to need to do is that. And if we bend it and tilt it. Again, a lot of trial and error going on here, but this is looking quite promising. I may need to mess with this side's elbow again. If we do that, let's do the wrist again. Let's twist it down a little bit more and put the elbow kind of back where it was. And now if we just twist this a little bit, come on, one more click that way, and there we go. Now we just want him to kind of be looking down a little bit. Twist it back so he's looking. And now he's got a clear line of sight on what he's doing. Perfect. One more thing we're missing that I very, very nearly forgot just now is that Sanji smokes. So we're going to give him a cigarette. Nearly forgot to put that in. That would have been unfortunate. Now we can get this colour going again. So let's go back to our paints. We'll do the easy stuff first, which is going to be the saucepan. That's very easy to do. Let's get the fire going in the saucepan. We'll get some yellow on there. Get some burning red. Also want to make the end of the cigarette that colour too. Let's get some light coloured wood. Light coloured wood is very good for book pages, as we've seen before, but it's also going to, by the same token, be very good for the cigarette. There we go. Now for the bottle, there's a couple of things we want to do here. I want to try and get this kind of unctuous thick sauce effect going on, and I want to transition. So the things I'm going to use are gems, and actually I'm probably going to use paint. we want to get the idea that this bottle is empty, so let's get some glass on the go first. Red is going to be the colour we're working with here, I would think. And let's see. That's quite good. That might be better. Okay. I want that to be a different colour. Let's try some paint. That's more likely to be over here. Let's try a maroon. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, let's try. Don't like that. Do like that. That's very nice. Because now what you can see is we've got the transition from empty bottle that was once full coming out and sort of discolouring as it goes into the pan and gets hot. That's lovely. I like that a lot. Yeah. Yeah. That will do very nicely indeed. And I think with that, we are pretty much going to be done with Sanji from One Piece. So, let's take a little look and see what we've done. Actually, no, we're not, because his saucepan is clipping through his leg. That will not do at all. So let's up tilt that. Let's mess less with the wrist. I'm going to get a little less tilt on it, I think. Yeah, and then we'll twist this around. That's clipping through again. What I want to do is move this down a little bit more. So let's tilt him down there. Is it clipping through? It still is. Okay, this is fine, this is fine. We can just twist the wrist a little bit more. Nope. Come on. Are you clipping? Yes, you are. Are you clipping? Yes, you are. Are you clipping? No, you're not. Okay. That, I think, is going to be it for Sanji. So let's now do a quick run around. As you can see, we've got a kind of nice effect of the do you know what? There's one other thing I'm going to do. I keep changing my mind about this one. I think let's give him some just plain black shoes. And maybe even socks. I think that will do. I'm going to just do one little thing, because I think we might be able to get some trousers with a bit more of a pinstripe effect going on. And that would be ideal. That's better. Dress pants, of course. Why didn't I think of that? Much better. Dress pants. Pockets. Oh no. He's lost his pockets. Okay, well, this is what this series is about. It's about trial and error and mixing things up, even if it is at the last minute. Okay, let's pretend that's how it always was. So that is finally going to be Sanji complete. Now we can do our full run around. As you can see, we've got the suit, which is about as Sanji as we can do. The shoes are a bit better. We've got a variety of little ingredients going on. This is the effect I'm most proud of. He's got his cigarette in, and we can see that the action of cooking going from this kind of bottled sauce effect into the more oxygenated, heated sauce as it goes into the pan with that lovely spell effect. I love that you can get that on a pan now. That's really good. Nothing much to see at the back. We can see his hairstyle covers his eye like in the anime. And basically, that is Sanji finished. I'm gonna give let's finish him on this pose. But yeah, that is going to wrap things up from this episode. So thank you all very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed. If there are any characters you want to see me create on this series, put them down in the comment section below or hit me up on Twitter. You can always catch me there. Both of my Twitter links will be in the description of this video, along with a link to Hero Forge. You can also find that address on the bottom right of your screen. This is the site I use to make all my TTRPG minifigures. I absolutely love using it. They are constantly adding new things. It's one of my most used sites, and I highly recommend it if that's the kind of thing you're looking for. Something else I highly recommend is the other link you'll find in the description, the inspiration for this series, the building character series over on Tulok the Barbarian's channel. You can find that in the description as well. But I'm getting out of here. I've rambled on far too long, so my final thank you to you all for watching. And I guess with that, I'll see you next time. Laters.